Hello, hello, hello. It's time to share. Okay, I have to share to our Wife Up support group. Okay, it's on Facebook now, so y'all can start sharing. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Okay.
So we're going to start now. 3, 2,
now.
You already live.
Right.
Already. 3, 2, 1, share.
All right, well,
No, she meant share on your Facebook page.
Oh.
He's
I am not the techie person. Look, I need to be directed. I am like...
Share what?
So
What do you
Share, please share.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
How do you share?
It's okay, baby.
Go to the Wife Up page. Go to the Wife Up page, and then you'll see our video. And then I'm also sharing on my personal page. So if you're friends with me, you can share from my page.
Wife Up support group?
No, do not. Guys, you cannot join the support group. Just go to our fan page, Wife Up. It's a white logo.
Okay, I see it. I have a terrible signal. All right, well, as I work on it, as it comes in, I'll share.
Okay, so it's on, it's on, it's on. And now that I have shared, I always like to close my laptop and give my undivided attention. Hello, everyone.
That's a good wife right there. She said, I like to close my laptop and give my undivided attention.
Right.
Absolutely. Let's do this. Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
I am Charmaine Carter. I am the founder and president of Wife Up. If you saw me yesterday, we were on Great Day, Washington, WUSA 9. If you have not gotten a chance to watch it, I encourage you to follow our page, Wife Up, and check it out. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I thank you for tuning in and just supporting us. Thank you so much. If you're not familiar with Wife Up, it is a marriage movement and organization that really just fights for marriage. We empower engaged women, married women. We build strong foundations for anyone who's looking to be married. And we just push each other to do great. And so now I'm going to introduce our husbands for Truth Talk. Woo woo! We have the amazing.
Oh, quit it.
It's words of affirmation. We talked about that yesterday on Great Day, Washington. We got the amazing Sean Song.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
How long have you been married?
I have been married. April the 26th will be 20 years. Wow.
Ooh.
20. Yeah.
Ooh. So you're going to have some good advice tonight.
Oh, I should.
I'm going to be listening in, too.
And we have Mr. Anthonio Black.
Hey, Antonio Black is in the building. I am been married for 5 years.
That's awesome.
October 1st.
Great.
And so since we shout out anniversaries, my anniversary is actually coming up. It's April the 4th.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
So I have to get ready for that.
This will be how many years for you?
2.
2 years.
2. A lot has happened in 2 years.
You know that.
And so welcome if you're just joining us. This is True Talk with Husbands. We do this every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I want to give a few announcements before we get started. True Talk will not be live next Thursday at 7:30. We will not have True Talk next week. We will, though, have True Talk Brunch, which is going to be an in-person brunch experience with the husbands panel just like tonight, but it'll be in person. And that's in Washington, D.C. on Saturday, March the 11th from 11 to 2 p.m. And also, we have the wonderful Coupled Up Marriage Getaway that's coming up.
Hey!
Countdown time is on May 19th through the 21st, 2017. in Chantilly, Virginia. It's at the Westfield Marriott. It's going to be amazing. I had an epiphany. I realized that I am practically planning like a destination marriage / anniversary celebration.
Nice.
That's collaborative for all married couples. So it's going to be amazing. We're going to have a formal ball on Friday. Saturday, we're going to have a Truth Talk brunch. We're going to have couples massage classes. We're going to have sex talk. We're going to do some fun activities. I got something special for the guys. And then on Sunday, we also have a romantic dinner, an R&B dinner from an artist named Nasim Sadiq. And then on Sunday, we're going to have a performance by Greg Blackman and Dunamis. And we're also going to have a marriage empowerment and vow renewal ceremony by George Hawkins and Charlene Hawkins. So I'm really excited about that. I hope that you will join us for Coupled Up Marriage Getaway on May 19th through the 21st. Tickets close though in 30 days, April the 1st, 2017. So go to coupledupgetaway.com and get your tickets now. You can just reserve your space. Spaces are starting to fill up fast, so if you just want to reserve your space and then pay later, it's only $99 to reserve your space. But it's first come, first serve. So I hope that you'll join us. All right, are you ready?
Ready as it will ever be, I tell you that.
On Truth Talk, our husbands really don't know what they're being asked. So it gives a better opportunity for you to answer candidly, and we get our real reaction from our husbands.
Certainly.
Wives submit questions, they listen, and they answer. I don't chime in. I allow them to give their opinion and their advice on the matter.
Uncut.
Uncut. So let's start with the icebreaker. What did your wife do to make you know you wanted to marry her?
So, I can't, just say one thing, but just what immediately came to mind was she has this go-getter spirit. She's just so easy to talk to people. She's, I'll say that there was one time that just threw me for a loop. My wife, she met someone in D.C. and my wife's from North Carolina, and she brought that Southern charm up here, and she was in a line with someone just talking to them, and like maybe 2 minutes later she was touching their hair, and it's a sister too. and they're like, she easily meshes with people. So when I saw that when I first met her, and I was just like, that attracted me to her, and it was just something that I'm still working to explain it, but it's that magnetic attraction that just pulled me to her. Her personality is, it's just captivating.
Wow.
Ooh, he's trying to get some tonight.
I see.
I forgot to say this. Yesterday we were on Great Day, Washington, and Erica Black was with me. This is Erica Black's husband, Tony.
I know people are shocked when they see me, because they say, she's married to him? What did he do? I was persistent.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
All right, what about you?
My wife, I was in a relationship before. She was my girlfriend. And the relationships before, I did not trust women. I was a player, and players understand the game. However, I was like, is she like the rest of them? So I put her on what we would call parole. Parole. To see if she really was the real deal. This is one thing this is a theory I tell people. People can only hide a facade for like the maximum 2 years. After that, they have to show them their true selves. So I made her my girlfriend. She's my girlfriend. I said, okay, let me see how she does with this.
Okay.
She got the title of girlfriend. Then I said, you know what? She seemed the same. I said, gonna be my fiance. I'm gonna give her that title, see if she tripped a little bit. My fiance, 2 years, didn't trip. I know this was out of the biblical order, moved in with her.
Oh, okay.
I say, let me see. She can't hide who she really is if I live with her. Moved in with her. Same.
Okay.
I say, all right. Now, you can ask my wife this. She knows the
I was
story.
going to ask you.
She knows the story. She knows the story. I say, okay, now I'm going to marry her. But if she acts up, I have 6 months to annul this thing.
Oh, wow.
I had contingency plans in the back. My wife had never changed. And I couldn't believe that she was everything I needed. And I was like, you know what? I picked the right one. Yeah, so I put her through.
Good job, Christy. I always give a warning that whatever is said tonight, the husbands have immunity.
Yeah, total immunity.
So that's what I was going to ask, but she already knows.
She already knows.
Okay.
Knows.
So even if she didn't know, you would have immunity.
Right.
Okay. Why do men look at women's breasts and butts? Your faces.
Because they're fabulous. Who asked that question? Lord.
They want to know. Why do you look at it? Maybe so obvious. She walking by and you're like,
I don't even know. Now, believe it or not, I don't know how to answer that question, brother.
I'll tell you, I've been trained not to ever do that because I'll tell you, you can end up dying from that. So, I'll say that you start to look at that from after experiencing, and this is to the married folks, the experience of the gratification you get when you are in a romantic setting from how they feel, and let me just say from that experience. So you get attracted from how you were taught, what you saw on TV, what your friends looked at, what your environment tells you what is good. Mm-hmm. So a woman with who is endowed in both areas, it's the society. In the black community, society is like, right. If she got big, she's well endowed in those areas. That's something that's desirable. So men look at that, and I think that's the.
I think it's just our male nature. It's just programmed within us. I think it's the same thing for women. They look at us for our muscles. Mm-hmm. What muscles we may have. Chiseled in the face. I think it's all the same. I think it's just our makeup.
All right. Why don't husbands understand if you don't do, someone else will? And how can we get our husbands to understand without making threats or ultimatums?
Wow, that's a twofold question right there. So just for context, if we don't do, others will. Yeah. Well, they perhaps will, but what's their agenda behind it? Mm-hmm. And are you really willing to sign yourself up for a hidden agenda after they get what they want out of you? And then you be in the same spot. So I think, and forgive me, I think it's going to take you will have to be a little more mature, because that's like control in itself. Mm-hmm. If you don't do for me, somebody else will. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to hold that against you to force you to manipulate you. Mm-hmm. And that's not the way to go, especially not with a man. Mm-hmm. A man has to, you have to give him that chance to do it, and you have to nudge us. Don't push us. Because if you push, a man's going to be resistant, and we're going to fall further and further back, and that's counterintuitive.
I agree with that, Sean. I also say that, I tell my wife, when it comes to someone else who'll do it, I say, I got you now. You locked down for the rest of your life. So, we got some time to work on this. But I tell my wife a lot of times, I say, and I've been saying this in our entire relationship, I say, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it.
True.
And I said, I told my wife, I said, you can get me to do anything if you say it a certain way. And that's, I said, whatever if you understand my love language, ladies, I'll
It's
listen.
words of affirmation. Erica told everyone in the world yesterday.
Right.
So I say, the way you approach me, I respond to that. Because, I know my wife's facial expressions. But I say, if you tell me, you can get, like I said, she can get me to do anything if she says it the right way. Baby, baby.
It has to be the baby voice.
Oh, that's his baby voice.
I know I'm being scammed. But I like to be scammed that way. Baby,
that's good.
Can you take my dirty stuff out there and hand wash it with a toothbrush? She can get me to do it.
That's true.
Baby, can you wash the car with your wash rag? She'll give me she can give me the.
She may have to ask twice or maybe 3 times.
Maybe.
But if you ask that way, you got this.
It just may happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next question is, what are some ways that we can motivate our husbands to take more initiative and get out of complacency in marriage?
I have an answer to that.
Okay.
My wife actually used it on me. She's something like a genius. Honestly, when you compliment, and I'll tell you this about men. About husbands. It happens on both sides of the coin. A lot of husbands, we get married, and then we become complacent with each other. Whereas husbands don't give wives compliments as much as they should. And wives, on the same token, don't give husbands compliments because we figure you already know. So I don't have to say it to you. One thing my wife strategically, she started off with a compliment first and then said what she wanted done. So you leave with it. Now, y'all know men are ego. We are 100% ego.
Ego driven.
Ego driven. But guess what women are? Men are ego. Women are, what's the word for it?
I want to know.
Yeah.
When did you
You
say
most
that?
definitely don't know.
My son is trying to participate.
Men are ego. Women is vanity. It's the same thing, just applies to each individual. So my wife appealed to my ego first, caught my attention, and then she subtly put in what it is she wanted from me. And guess what? She got what she wanted. So a compliment goes very far when you start off with your husband. Because again, your husband doesn't want to do what it is you want to do. This is something you want him to do. So you have to be strategic. And we are the same way when we're dealing with our wives. We understand, let's say you just got home from work and we feeling some kind of way. We understand your mind is not there. So what do we have to do? We have to get you there first before we get there. Does that make sense? That's my 2 cents on the subject.
So
That was like 8, 12, 15,
Was it?
35.
I totally agree with that. But hit me with that question one more time, please.
What are some ways that we can motivate our husbands to take more initiative and get out of complacency after marriage?
So, as human beings, as a man myself, my appetite changes. I'm used to my wife. When you say, I'm still learning her, but I feel like sometimes you can get used to someone. Like Sean said, if one thing doesn't work, maybe try a different approach. Like and primarily, if you're stroking, like I said earlier, if my wife, it's the way she approaches asking me to do something, and like I said, she'll get me to do anything. And so, if she has to try different methods, and one of those methods will work. And like when it comes to that love language, I'm just loving you. I'm putting you above myself right now because I know that if I invest in you, it's going to yield a great return.
I like it.
Okay. What suggestions or recommendations do you have to improve communication on serious issues in your marriage, such as finances, concerns, or any type of problems?
I'll let you go.
it always takes me a while to think about something, and I'll come with a great answer if I have 10
This
minutes.
is time.
10 minutes.
So, no, I know I
That's
gotta come
right.
up. So, attacking tough issues. Read that question one more time. I'm gonna be doing this for a while because I need to hear it again.
Right.
So sometimes I'm a visual and an auditorial person. So
Right.
Okay. What suggestions or recommendations do you have to improve communications on serious issues in your marriage?
Well, Sean mentioned the ego thing. So it's how you approach a serious matter. And I would say for a wife, when she has a serious issue with her husband, when my wife tells me we need to talk, I say, man, wow, I did something wrong. And now I'm on the defense. So as a man, I realized that she only has my best interest at heart. The Bible says that I found a good thing. So I know she has my best interest at heart. At times, she presents a issue that we have, and when she presents that issue, oftentimes I feel like I have to answer her now. But I'm the type of person I need to step back and think about what the issue that she presented to me. So I would suggest if you know your husband is that way, to say, hey, I think we have this issue of finances. I think we need to improve on our finances. And, baby, I suggest these things. What do you think? And if your husband is like me, give me some time to think about that. And maybe we can approach it again. But give me a deadline. Just like at a job, they say, when can you get it done? Give me a firm deadline. When can you get it done? Because this is only going to help us both. And so some of us, some men, we need to understand how it impacts us, directly impacts us. Because when it comes to finances, when it talks about establishing, and I'm a numbers person. I'm an accountant, CPA. So I have a knack for numbers. So when it comes to that situation, give me some time to digest it and allow me to bring back some recommendations. But again, give me a firm date and time of when you would like to hear something back from me. Now, it might not happen at that time, but it's on my mind. And you can give me little reminders, hey, baby, because we need to really talk about that. Maybe books when it comes to love and marriage. I know that men, we need to read love languages. Men, we need to be, what's the word I'm looking for? We need to continue to develop ourselves in our marriage, because I didn't have a good example of a marriage growing up like that. I mean, I saw my aunts and uncles, but I wasn't directly living with them to see what a great marriage is. So I'm just going off of what I see on TV.
Right.
Go to work, come home, she wash my clothes, she cooks for me, she do all these things. No, I don't know it's work like this, especially in the 21st century.
No, sir.
So give me some time as a man, give me some time to, you're going to present this issue. I don't want to be confrontational, argumentative with you, because my wife, I pay attention to her facial expressions. Okay. She give me some facial expressions. I'm like, you mad? Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh. What did I do? So, please, ladies, if you're going to present us with a challenging issue, look in the mirror and say it.
Oh, that's good.
As if you're looking at us and say, challenge. Try to get in control of your emotions, your facial expressions, because you can say, baby, I'm happy with you, but the look on your face is like, I'm going to kill you.
If you're like, baby, I'm happy with you.
So, yes.
And or if you're like, baby, I'm happy with you.
That neck rolling.
Right.
That neck rolling ain't gonna
it's
work.
all about just having everything aligned.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll tag in on that. Also, keep from having selective hearing. Selective hearing, and what I mean by that is you ask us a question and then you're analyzing only on key words that we say. You're not listening to the entire thing. Men, you'll say, oh, so you don't want to do it? No, baby, it's not that I don't want to do it. It's that, so I'm that important to you, and that's taking us around the barn and we're not getting anything resolved. So one thing I'll say is most definitely that when you also approach when you want something, you have to. I say this, and this is where I believe our marriage, Christine and my marriage is really on the up and up now, because we took the time to understand each other, wear each other, switch shoes, understand where each other's coming from, and not to put so much pressure, like you said, of I want to answer immediately.
Yeah.
Women, I know this much. Women do usually. You guys are fixers too. You're fixer of problems. You don't want things to dwell. Men sometimes, a lot of us, we are procrastinators with some, or like you say, or we're thinking up something. We don't want to make a rash decision that we're going to have to end up repairing anyway. So we have to understand our mates and understand, like you said, that time. Understand, allow me to be me and you to be you. And that way we can work together. But we're different. That difference is a main thing we really have to look at. We didn't marry ourselves.
Right.
We married our spouses. Good stuff?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Why is it difficult to accept change when a wife wants to eat healthier and make better cooking choices?
Because that's what you want to do. I told them I am uncut. That's what you have decided, and you did not make that decision along with your husband. So if that's what you want to do, you can do it. However, you are married to a man who did not make that decision. Now maybe, like how we said, sit back, talk it over with him, and whatever his decision is, yay or nay, respect that. He doesn't want to do that. During the fast we just had, I met a friend of mine who they're trying to eat healthier. So with our fast, we couldn't eat meat for an entire week. That was a little bit difficult towards the 5th day. It was. But Christine and I, we felt better. And my friend told me, he said, you know what, we did a fast once. So now what we do is we eat meat only 3 times out of a week. So for 4 days, they eat tofu and beans and chili, or I mean the type of chili that doesn't have any meat in it.
Chili.
And so they're cutting back to the goal of becoming a vegan themselves. So again, in reference to that, understand that this is what you want to do. A man cannot be forced. It will not happen. It won't happen well. Destruction will come from that. You have to lead your man without even letting him know that you're leading him.
Yep.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Put a pin in that.
You truly do.
Say that again.
You have to lead your man without him knowing that you're leading him. There was a movie called Mona Lisa Smiles. I love movies. Mona Lisa Smiles, the mother of the rich girl told her, she says, you need to let your husband think he's in control. And he'll end up doing what it is you want him to do, unbeknownst to him. We don't mind that as long as you're not forceful. You can't be forceful with the man because we're forceful. I hope that's hitting somebody.
That's some good insight. I hope you're taking notes, ladies.
You know, I'm the type of guy that I support. I try to do my best to support my wife. And I'm like the type of dude. I aspire to be like a house husband. Yeah, I'm like I work, I got my job, but I'm like, look, baby, you go out there and make the millions of dollars. I'll be at home taking care of the house. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But some people just never see it that way. So I'm pushing my wife, but she, you can tell, you see me, I'm a big dude. I like to eat. I like to eat everything, and I like to try different stuff. It doesn't matter. And when I try something different, I learn that I love it or I don't. So I think that was another thing that attracted us. We love experiences. Because that's something no one can take from us. Those experiences that we have in life. So I support my wife when it comes to eating healthy. I just have my problems. I think I may have Asian in my
Asian.
someone
That's
down the line or up the line, mixed with a Asian person, because I love me some Chinese food.
Okay.
And so my wife,
Erica's laughing in the background.
that messes her up. When she eats food, she can tell it's affecting her in a negative way. And I understand that sometimes when I eat certain foods, like candies or sweets, it sends my craving up, and it's like a ravenous craving that if I eat a cookie, I want more cookies, or I want juice, I want some more sweets, I want food, I want whatever it is, I just want more in my body. So my wife, almost every year we try to eat healthy. Like last month, we attempted not to eat meat. We tried to eat more living foods, veggies and fruits, and try to drink juices and things like that. But last month was my birthday month, so that was the biggest challenge.
Okay.
So I was like, I want to go to Root Chris. She knows that I love strawberry cake. Strawberry on top of strawberry on top of strawberry. But she loves to eat healthy, and I find myself wanting to support her. So I know that in order to support her, I can't bring this stuff around her. So the way she approached me about eating healthy, she's like, baby, and she posed it in a way that it's hurting me. She's like, it's hurting her. And I'm like, man, I want her to wife. I'm gonna look out for her. I want her to be good. So
she had one of them serious conversations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a struggle for me. But what I'm gonna do is do my best not to eat that stuff around you. And I found myself while I think she made like a game of it. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna support you, do the best I can. And I realized that I enjoy this healthy food. And it makes me feel good. And not my thoughts are not as cloudy as they used to be.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Sean.
How about this? And on top of that, speak to me like how you would like to be spoken to when it's something you're doing that's wrong and I have to tell you about it. In that same fashion. Now think of something you don't want to do that your husband wants you to do. How would you like him to come and convince you to change your mind to do it as he sees? Think about that. See, that's, again, wearing each other's shoes to understand how to speak to each other. And it just takes really maybe a minute or two just of planning. You know what I mean? And then implement the plan. Because I like the way you said that. Like you said, your wife came to you and she said, baby, how you come to us. How you come to us. It matters. And you saw that your wife was hurting by some actions that you were doing, and it made him make a decision. You know what? I think I may want to try. You follow me? And I only say this after 20 years. This is what my wife did with me. She taught me how to be a husband for her. I'll give all the glory. She taught me how to be a husband, because this is how she came to me. And when we first got together, I was an arrogant man. I was an arrogant man. But I saw how she chipped away slowly, because she saw in me, in my rough, the diamond God showed her I would be in the years later. And she chipped away at it. And she showed me how to even approach her.
Yeah, let's note the years.
Oh yeah, 20 years.
Right, the years later.
2 decades.
It took some time. All right, let's get to the next one. Guys, we're going to have to wrap up
Okay, all right.
the answers, so we can get through some of these questions. Okay. Can you provide some suggestions for women to balance the role of being an individual, a wife, and a mother without feeling guilty?
You and me. Oh man, I'm shaking my head.
I got one on that.
I'm not a mother. I'm not a wife. But how does a woman? The only way I can answer that is to put myself in my wife's shoes and understand, empathize, sympathize with her and how she feels from time to time. I don't think I can ever understand that. I can only say that I can. I can only try to support her. And it really, men, we need to support our wives. That's primarily the only thing that I really don't have an answer for that.
Guys, support your women and find the balance. What
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
That works?
There we go.
Well, we actually, Christy and I, we got into an argument about this about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
It was a heated. In our 20 years, we've only been in 8 arguments. Only 8. But when we have discussions, but arguments are like World War III. It can end. So they're that intense. And this was one. And we were talking about when my wife said that. She said, I gotta come home, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And I said to my wife, this is an uncomfortable truth. I said, baby, this is what you signed up for. You signed up not only to be my friend, my counselor, my cook, because my wife could throw down. Unless she want peanut butter and jelly sandwiches from her brother, you better cook. My cook, my lover, my cheerleader, my this. I think what we came up with was like 10 or 12 things. I said, babe, this is your role as a wife. You chose to be my wife. You chose me as your husband. And these are your duties. It is unfair. But what I can do is I can assist you with it. But honestly, being upfront, guys, men, we have to know our role and fulfill our role. Like y'all say, y'all want a good man. A good man is a lot. Because there are a lot of selfish males out there. So to be a good man is a huge duty in itself. To be a wife, especially a Christ-like wife, these are the roles you have to fulfill, and you must balance them. And I am actually an advocate. I tell people, if you're not ready to be a wife, don't get married. Don't get married. There'll be less divorces if you had never gotten married. Well, a lot of people don't know what they're getting into.
Right.
That's another thing.
It's building a strong
That's another
foundation.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
And my wife, she was upset with me telling her what her role was. She was, but a couple of weeks later, she came to me and she said, babe, you know what? You're right.
Okay.
You're right. And from there, she knew her role, and my wife shares with me what my role is too. And that's, we have to accept each other. We're a team. You're my coach, I'm your coach. Let's get better for each other.
And then you can also join Wife Up, or the Husband's Dogfight is our partner group, to just encourage one another so that you won't have any type of burnout in the marriage.
It's true.
You have a team of people cheering you on. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Right, guys? Let's talk about sex.
All right.
My husband wants to have a threesome. Is that considered cheating?
Wow. See, I wish she were here because I would ask, what do you want? You know? Now, if I may be transparent,
Yes.
I used to be addicted to pornography. And I speak to this to a lot of couples. And being addicted to pornography, I wanted my wife to do what I was seeing these women do. That's where I messed up. Well, I messed up watching pornography. I messed up. And see, pornography is we are visual. Men are visual. So we want what we see. Television, videos, all that good stuff. So what he wants is what he's seen. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Now I'm going to get to the spiritual side. I'm going to ask you, whoever wrote this, pray. Pray strongly. He don't have to know you praying. Praying that God release that stronghold that's upon him. Because it is, and it affects a lot of us men. We think that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be these conquerors of sex. And I tell you, there's a couple of different types of sex. There's sex boredom. There's sex making love. There's sex vigorously, and y'all know what I mean by vigorously. And then there's sex of just pleasure, just for his actual pleasure. He wants that one. And you have to pray against that, because if you're not fulfilled in it, you can't most definitely can't do it. Now I'm not sure if I'm speaking to a believer or whether I'm speaking to one who's in secular. But from a believer saint, I've learned to be a man, to be a husband. I'm happy with just her. Learn to be a man, learn to be happy with just her. It's not our nature. Our nature is to have more than one woman. It is not to be with one woman. But when we want to become more than our nature, we yoke with one woman to be one flesh, and not to defile that bed.
And as a man, especially when you're talking about marriage, you're inviting mess into the room, because individuals, human beings, our desires change from time to time. And I'm sure this person who desires this threesome is only, that desire came from probably people talking about it. It's being glorified in the media, and so that's being downloaded into the person's soul, and he thinks that gratification will come from his wife appeasing that situation. And truly, you have to pray for something like that. You have to pray that out, because that's only going to invite harm into the relationship. I don't know any relationship that survived with someone inviting another person into this sacred place, which is the bedroom, and into your marriage. Because Three's Company only work for TV. It's right. You and that significant other. I like that. There's that's it. Yeah. When you said I do, you didn't know what you were saying I do to. People, we didn't really download what, when we start reading into the Bible and start getting into the Word, it tells us what we should be and who we should strive to be Christ-like. Christ didn't say have a third person in your bed. He didn't say that. So we have to take this biblical worldview and using the Bible to make decisions. But what this person is saying is, let's invite someone. Let's get God out of here. Wow. This bedroom is mine. God ain't got nothing to do with me in this bedroom. No, God got everything to do with that. So if a person is inviting that, it's only going to lead to ruin. And I mean, pray about that. Seek counseling. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
And I have to throw this in there. Now, we got the what. Now the how. Because this is something your husband wants to. So now you must be strategic in telling your husband this is not if it's not comfortable for you. Tell your husband, babe, that will bother me. I don't want to share you with anybody. You see how you come? And coming subjectively is not weakness. It's strategy. So telling your husband, babe, it would kill me to see another woman with you. It would kill me. It would destroy me. See those words? Men, we pick up on. Yeah. Those verbs right there, we pick up on. Yeah, we pick up on those words and tell them how damaging, and go into explaining how it will harm you, how it will harm us, what it is God has for us, how you see our marriage being for the sake of glorifying God. So that's the how to do in the what.
Okay. Why don't husbands understand subtle cues that we want sex?
That y'all do want it?
Yeah. The subtle cues.
Subtle cues. This is a lucky dude right here. He ain't picking up the subtle cues.
So I'll be honest.
I'm picking up all Christine's cues. She putting them up.
I don't pick up on that, and I'm working to pick up on that. Sometimes I'm like, look, I guess I'm trying to be the best husband I can, and I have to be reminded by my wife that, that in the bed is help, part of being a good husband. So that's subtle. Like, for example, you said share this, when earlier you said share this. I'm like, what is she talking about? Share what?
Oh, he was about to introduce himself.
So subtlety is not my strong suit. Now I got to grow into this. So I'm definitely not the one to be talking about how to pick up on subtle things. But I say, look, woman, just jump on me. I'll get that message.
But they don't want to do that. I understand.
The subtle cues.
I I understand. Now me, I'm gonna pick up every cue she puts down.
20 years in.
I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for that one. Babe.
All right. Is it normal to have sex once or twice a month?
I would say depending upon your schedule. And we have 4 children. So being transparent, I hate creeping. I hate it. No, this is great. This is absolutely great. Because I sat back and I'm a thinker. So I always do planning. And I sit back and I evaluate my situation. Having 4 children, it's a lot. You have to wait to the end. I remember Damon Wayans had a comedy special where he talked about how he was creeping. He would get with his wife. You hear that? They would go, stop, listen. And I was a child. I was a teenager when I saw that. I'm living that right now. So what we have to do, we have to invest in each other, invest in each other's time. So what I'm actually doing is getting a hotel. Even if we can't stay there the whole night, invest that $100, brothers. That $100, and every now and again, I would say, now again, according to your work schedule, it may, if your work schedule is not that would be considered a bit low. Maybe 4 times, at least once a week. At least once a week. And depending upon health and things of that sort, I would say. But if you can get intimate with each other, even, remember, it doesn't have to be a long time. Even in 10 minutes. If you can do 10 minutes. And sometimes not even to fulfill the climax. See, if you don't get that climax, guess what? That's going to make you want to do it again until you reach that end.
Yeah, I think that it depends on the marriage, really. It really depends on, and like Sean said, that if you all have a busy schedule, it's where you all at in your marriage. So in the beginning, y'all going at it like rabbits. You can't stop thinking about that person. You can't, but then y'all start to come around and say, hey, we ain't paying attention to anything else in life. So now we have to sort of reorganize ourselves and put and come together collectively to determine what our goals are in life. So I can't say it depends on your relationship. Now, if one person is saying that's not enough, then y'all gonna have to have a conversation about that. This is where one person says it's not enough, you need to just attack that person, man or woman, just go after them. Now, of course, I'm not saying physically, you don't have to go subtle. Straight plain out. Look, baby, go to that bedroom right now, put them clothes on, take them off.
Take them off.
Don't be subtle.
Turn them off.
Sometimes you just gotta look. I try subtlety. I try subtlety with you. You just ain't pick that up. So let's go.
Now let's say this is for a male who's not as engaging as he used to be. Let me tell you how you can.
Tell us.
Now, there's some women who will just jump and take it from a man. That's all right by me. Maybe not some other men. This is how you do it. And my wife taught me this with her. When she's not necessarily in the mood, you have to woo them into the mood. I had to tell my wife one time, I was like, you know what? Now, I knew she was tired and stuff like that, so I had to strategically get her. I said, man, I can't believe I'm married to someone as fine as you. I was like,
oh, man.
Babe, you walked past and I was like, that's mine. You know what I mean?
Got that vanity you were talking about earlier.
So what I did, I took her to the mirror and I showed her and I told her what I see in her. You tell me.
Christine. That's his wife.
Now look at that from a female's point of view. Tell your man what it is that's attractive. Babe, you smell so good. Oh my God, but I like the way you got your shape up going on. You know what I mean? Your barber did you good, baby. Them girls always be catcalling you, don't they?
Oh, you like your shiny head. All right.
So that's the how.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. On a more serious note, how How can wives rebuild their husband's attraction to them after they've been hurt?
After the husband has been hurt, what that sounds like to me is either infidelity, maybe said something vicious that broke his ego. That's going to be hard. What else do you think? Maybe
some type of serious hurt.
Yeah. Confess, acknowledge, confess. Just like how we came to Christ. Because before we came to Christ, we had to acknowledge that we were sinners and that we needed salvation. So the acknowledgement is first, the confession is second, with a sincere heart, with a repentant heart. You know, because we can tell when it's fake. We can tell when it's fake. When you're just saying it. And men, just like women, we want to be sold on a thing. Put a pin on that one. Y'all want to be sold that you don't look fat in them jeans. We want to be sold that you're sorry and that you actually are interested in us. Just like the other women outside do. Just like the other brothers outside do for you. I keep telling people, men and women, we're the same. We're just dealing with things in different perspectives. So what we got to do is sometimes switch perspectives to see it. So I think that if we're dealing with a hurt thing, we have to first address the hurt before we can dress ourselves up to be attractive to them again.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely have to attack the hurt head on. And you got to we all have to find ways to surround ourselves with people who are going to sharpen us and improve us in our way of thinking, because it's so easy to fall into this is what's worked all the time. And when you hurt someone, you damage that perfect that they see in you. You have to rebuild that, and it doesn't happen overnight, but it can when you put in good work, when you put in some work. And believe it or not, the revelation will come to you through prayer on how to reestablish yourself with that person.
That's good.
Revelation will come. Sometimes, folks, we got to spend out some time with God, and God will get us through whatever it is. Whatever it is, you have to constantly pray about it and get focused on it. And when you're focused and you're prayed out, that revelation will come.
Wow. And I got something else. I'm sorry. We're so similar. Like you say, sometimes you need a little bit of time. I'll start, you go, and afterwards I got something a little bit stronger. You know what I mean? Now check this out. Sean, I don't accept apologies. Nope.
Even if they're sincere?
Nope. You don't know when I'm going to accept my apology. I don't accept apologies initially. You can give it, but it's my choice. If I accept it and or when I accept it. One thing I do accept, and I believe most men of this, we accept action.
Yeah.
Now, with your action, you have to we're waiting, again, for you to prove it to us. So it could take, we could be watching you for at least 2-3 months to see how consistent you are in this thing. Now, how apologetic are you? Are you really sorry? Or are you just sorry enough at this moment to get what you want out of me?
Okay.
That's where men, we are sensitive. When we've been hurt, ain't nothing like a hurt male. Nothing like it.
All right, we're going to have to answer one per person. Sean, have you ever had a moment when you knew the words coming out of your mouth weren't right, but instead you chose to fight by defending something defenseless?
I have. Pride. I didn't want my ego broken. I didn't want to, back then I remember exactly the circumstance. I didn't want to be proven wrong. So I'm from a family of debaters, and we can debate. We can go, I can take you all around the circle if I wanted to. And I knew I was wrong. Afterwards, I sat back and thought about, man doesn't want to see his weakness. So what we do, we close it off. So yes.
How did you stop yourself from doing it in the future?
My wife got extremely upset, more upset than I've ever seen her. And she said, what was it? I was not yelling at her, but I was sort of condescending And everything she said before she can finish saying it, I was cutting her off. And I'm a singer, so I'm more vocal. And she took a plate and smashed it down. And I had never seen my wife ever do anything like that. She didn't try to hit me with it. She smashed it down because she couldn't get it edgewise in. And that made me sit back and think, what am I doing to make her go like that? So again, I'm a man who I like to understand what my lady's thinking. So I had to get out of myself and get into her shoes to understand, and I rewind what I did, and I saw where I went wrong. That's another thing. I don't like to be wrong. I don't mind being incorrect, but I hate being wrong.
The bigger.
So, yeah. So I had to fix that. And when I did fix it, she acknowledged it and she said thank you. And when she said thank you, she just started crying. She was like, now you're hearing what I was trying to show you. But men, we're stubborn, and that's something you have to get through. You married us. That's something y'all have to get through. Our stubbornness. Are we really worth your time, your investment?
That's the years of investment she spent on it.
Yeah, I feel sorry for my wife. I really do.
But look at the fruit now.
That's why I appreciate her so much.
That's
she
why
fought for me.
Galatians 6:9.
Hallelujah.
Be not weary in doing well, for in due season
Wow.
you will reap a harvest.
Dun, dun.
And don't give up.
Dun, dun.
Pass the plate. Tony, a wife asks, how can I, as a wife, lovingly go about showing my husband how to be more financially responsible without nagging or coming across as though I am mothering him?
Well, again, it goes back to earlier when I said that it's not what you say, it's how it's said. So, a wife knows her husband pretty much more than any other person because she spends a lot of time with that person. So, you have to try different approaches. And like I said, one of the approaches is sliding a little finance book to him, turning on a financial, like I listen to Dave Ramsey a lot because he comes from a Christian standpoint. He comes from a Christian view. So when it comes to finances, they say cliche, no romance without finance. They say love doesn't pay the bills. So a lot of marriages are getting destroyed because of the lack of self-control when it comes to finances. So that impacts any and every marriage. So how do you get your husband or how do you get a wife or either person on board is to, when you start to invest your time and your energy into better understanding your finances and maybe approach your husband, hey honey, look, I need help with this finances because our bills are not getting paid and I'm just missing something here. So it's the way it's approached, and a man has to want, a woman has to want to be better financially. It doesn't happen overnight, but at some point that trigger will click because I grew up in a household where things got cut off frequently. And that has created a permanent indentation on my mind. So when it comes to finances, that's where I'm at right now. My childhood affected my adulthood, and I said I will never allow my house to end up like how it was growing up. So it's different ways, just putting it everywhere. If you go to the library, grab a book, leave that financial book just laying out somewhere. Turn the TV on, let it be on a financial channel. So those little subtle things. And then if it's a man and you want him to get, sometimes you might have to say, hey, ask his friend. Ask a friend, a family friend that person confides in, and that starts to get the wheels of the woman or man rolling. So and then sometimes you gotta put it out there, look, we about to get foreclosed on. We need to make some serious decisions right now.
Okay, Sean, what are some practical ways to reassure my husband that he is still a priority when we have children?
Excellent question. I'll tell you this. I'll answer that by telling you what happened in our lives.
Okay. You have some good stories.
They hard. Look, y'all just hearing them. I had to live them.
Coming out.
Christine and I, we, in our 20 years, 5 or 6 years ago, we almost called it quits. No, it wasn't even that long ago. I think it was like 4 years ago. Yep, before Mom died, after Mom died. When my mother passed, I didn't realize I was still grieving. And I'm a very romantic man. I'm a very affectionate man. I got that from my mom. Okay. My wife, not so much, but she was trying. So when my mom passed, I didn't know what I even needed. I needed to be held. I needed to be kissed on. I needed to be loved on. I was looking for, not my mom, I was looking for something that was gone. And my wife was working at a job with the church. And she was so engrossed in that church, as well as and when she was working at the church, after the church, she would come home and take care of the kids. Take care of the kids, but then I felt like I got crumbs. And as a man, it's very rare that a man's gonna voice to you what his hurt is. So I fell on my sword and I told her, I said, babe, I need you, da, 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 da. And my wife went and she said, I gotta do this at the job, I gotta do this for the kids need this, I said, remember, it was you and me against the world. Before we had children, it's the happy time. Now that we got kids have taken my place and daddy has gotten the back burner. And I saw that and I told her that, and I became very distant. Now when a man becomes quiet, we're thinking and we become putrid inside, and you allow the enemy to have his way with our minds. So that's why she is a help meet. I need her to help meet my needs. That's why I said, you guys are all these things, and you have to know how to juggle them. It is a hard task, but I voiced it to her. I blessed the Lord that she saw it. Just like how I came and I recognized myself, what I was doing wrong. I blessed God that she came off of her ego and saw herself, and she came back to me. She said, babe, you're right, I'm sorry. And she started to do. So again, pray when things are going wrong. It will keep you ever strong. There's no doubt he'll bring you out. All you got to do is pray.
Sean. All right. Why do husbands spend so much time watching TV?
It's something. When you turn that TV on, you ain't thinking about nothing.
Yeah.
It's like that. You can forget about the struggles and trials of life, but it's a drug, really. Because I literally, when I go home and I turn my TV on, I know I got to do something, but when I click that TV on, the world stops for me, and that's my drug. And I realized over time, I just got cable after 6 years. Let me say that.
Whoa. Brother, you need to get a fire stick.
I just got cable. So I got all these channels available to me. And now I'm stuck on 2 or 3 channels. But when I turn that TV on, it helps me forget about everything, all the problems I've had in the world. And when I turn it off, I'm reminded of the problems that I have to deal with. And so
just want to get away.
Yeah. And so that TV, it's tough to turn it off because that's a drug. And so how do I'm a person that is introspective. My pastor would say, every time we have communion, he says a man needs to examine himself. A woman needs to examine themselves to see if there's something that needs to be improved. And sometimes we don't examine ourselves. Like Sean said, he stepped out of his shoes and stepped into his wife's shoes to understand what's going on. So and personally, I have to step out of myself and then step into my shoes. It's kind of strange to say that, but I had to see that this is affecting me because I have so much time and I have so much to give the world, to bless the world with, but I'm allowing myself to be desensitized, demagnetized, delorditized because I'm watching this TV that's feeding my soul. Negative stuff. It feeds you. You get fed food, but your eyes, you're taking in your eyes and your sight, your auditory skills, your visual. You ain't feeling anything, but these two senses are snatched away when you're looking at TV. So I challenge everyone. We have to put ourselves on a TV diet.
Yes, sir.
We got to put ourselves on the TV diet. I hope I answered the question.
TV diet.
You speaking the word right there.
They just ain't quiet, but you did good though. Put yourself on a TV diet if you're addicted
Well,
to
let me get a
it.
pound on that.
I love that.
That was great. That was great.
All right, so I'm just gonna ask one more question because we are out of time. We had so many questions tonight, but you guys, we're gonna have to bring you back individually. Look, I can have both of y'all all night.
Oh, man.
Women, you can't say men don't talk because clearly
We got something to say. We got something to
just have to
say.
ask the
Especially
right
when you-
questions.
Right, there you go.
Especially with immunity.
All right. right, with immunity. So maybe like a good way is to maybe have immunity-free conversations.
Exactly.
You know, for that person who asked earlier about,
Yeah.
that. Just make sure you say immunity, and then maybe they will open up more, right?
Yep. There you go. See?
All right.
But you gotta mean it.
You have to mean it, right?
You gotta mean
It
it.
has to align. You gotta control your face and look in the mirror, like they said earlier.
And I also say, we have to realize one of the things is there's something to learn because I'm still learning who she is.
Yeah.
She's still learning who I am. 5 years, 20 years, Sean, because his wife's desires will change. It will change at some point because the Lord's working on both of them, and so he's. As long as we're still in him and he's in us, he's improving us. We're constantly improving on who we are.
Amen.
Are
He's
y'all
right.
coming to the brunch?
Yeah.
Y'all about to be on the panel.
I
About to have a bunch of husbands on the panel.
Oh, man.
If I had all of y'all on the panel, it would probably
Oh,
be like 3 questions asked.
Yeah. We were taking it
They're
going
gonna
other
turn it
places.
into a conference.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
All right, final question. What advice would you give to newlyweds to avoid falling into pitfalls that lead to wanting divorce?
Man. There's no silver bullet for it because you're already in it. I try to get people before so you can make an educated decision on what you're trying to get into. I'll say this. Believers, let's stop trying to be American Christians and become Christians who happen to live in America. And when I say that, I mean that by doing it Christ's way.
Somebody tweet that. Somebody put a graphic to that. I like that.
The society is poison. Remember, be ye in the world, not ye of the world. Don't we are called to be different from what we see in society, and we're trying so much to be like society. Like you said, what we see on TV, what we see in the movies. It don't work that way. It works God's way. He's the one who designed this, and he's the master designer without flaws. If we do it his way. So I'm gonna lead you back to the Bible in its fullest. Try it and try it fully. I'm done.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Boom.
All right, Tommy.
So I'll say for those folks that are newlyweds or about to get married, you have to get marriage counseling through a Christian, preferably through a pastor who is open, who doesn't care about your feelings but cares about your marriage. And so a pastor will say, will tell you, I did this, you did this, and it's not pointing a finger at that person, but you got to know what you're getting into. You got to understand, because I come with hurts, my wife comes with hurts in her past, and we're coming together. It's like they saying two broken folks coming together. If you don't know what you're getting into, what you're signing up for when it comes to marriage, you got to really understand what this person is looking for, and a pastor brings that out. A counselor, a Christian counselor brings the issues that you may have, and they will bring them up. What do you think about kids? How do you work on finances? Some people say, well, she has her account, I have my account, we put some money in a joint account, and that's it. That's a partnership. That ain't no marriage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are one now. And I'm always thinking about you. You're always thinking about how you can help me get to where we need to be. So it has to be, you have to surround, you in a marriage grows where people are investing in it. The husband is investing, the wife is investing, and the village, the community is investing in that marriage. So sometimes people got to kick out those friends that don't belong.
That's right.
Because they were there for a season. So spend some time talking to each other. Spend some time understanding who you are, because before you get married, when you say I love you, you love me, will you marry me? Yes. It's emotions. Yeah. It's feelings. And feelings can change like waves.
Yes,
they change.
Yes, they can.
Like, you stub my toe, I hate you for life. That's how
I'm not in love with you no more.
Exactly. No. You learn how you all are constantly finding out, how can I fall in love with my wife or husband again? You're always falling in love with each other. So it's again, you have to surround yourself with people who are going to pour into your marriage, and examine that man or woman who's pouring into your marriage. Examine their lives, because you can't accept something from somebody who has got a terrible marriage themselves. So you examine that person and then filter out what needs to be filtered out. It's like taking dieting advice from a fat person, taking financial advice from someone who just filed bankruptcy. Only thing you can tell me is what you did to mess up, so I cannot do that.
What not to do.
Yes.
And may I say this last thing to that?
Yeah.
We say, men and women, for our spouse, I'll die for you. We say that. And if it came to, I believe we honestly would. We would take the bullet for each other to save our spouse. But if you're willing to die for me, why won't you fight for me? When the times get hard, when times get tough. Because I assure you all, it's either happening to some of you right now, and those of you who are living in bliss, I tell you, bliss is only for a moment.
It is.
Because it's going to come down where you have to fight yourself for your spouse. You have to fight your parents for your spouse. You got to fight your kids for your spouse. You got to fight society, your job for your spouse. You say you'll die for me, then why won't you fight for me? I'm telling you, it's going to come when you're going to have to. And I thank God for 20 years, we went through the fight. And we had to fight ourselves. We had to fight everybody I named. And we conquered them. And that's why I love that song by Stevie Wonder, You and I. You and I. It's just you and I.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the world.
Yeah. Well, guys, we can go at this all night, but we are out of time, so we're just going to stop. Thank you so much. I enjoyed this conversation.
And thank you, Charmaine, for this forum, because we want to see, I thank you for this because God wants to see marriages successful. I mean, ain't nothing like when we come together as a force. So I want to thank you for the ministry that you saw the vision and you put it in effect. You know what I mean? You made it plain. I want to thank you for that. Thank you for your husband. Thank you for bro, man.
Love it.
Yeah, so I strongly thank you for it. I wish I had one of this when we were going through. But God brought me through. Now this is for those of you.
You can speak to
That's
it.
right. That's testimony.
Man, I really enjoyed you guys. I hope that you'll join it. Even if I have to get the ticket, they're going to be at the Truth Talk brunch. I hope that you will join us for Truth Talk brunch on Saturday, March the 11th from 11 to 2 p.m. Once again, we will not have Truth Talk next Thursday because we are doing a live in-person Truth Talk brunch next Saturday, March the 11th. I hope that you will join me if you're in the DC area. I will be on a panel, a Pillow Talk panel with Levon Shaw, Mike Shaw at the Sanctuary in Capitol Heights. We'll be there next Friday, March the 10th at 7 p.m. doing some real talk about sex. And then I hope you'll join me for Truth Talk brunch next Saturday, March the 11th from 11 to 2. And I also hope that you will join us at Coupled Up Marriage Getaway. Woo, woo. Are y'all coming? You coming. You already got your ticket. You coming?
I have to make sure.
I can't pay for that one.
I know.
But if I got some sponsors, then right.
Schedule. I have to check the schedule.
Okay, check the schedule. Yes, I hope that you'll join us for Coupled Up Marriage Getaway, May 19th through the 21st. You can find tickets. Just be sure to like our page, Wife Up, not the support group. Guys, if you want to follow us, follow the fan page, Wife Up. It has a white logo. Ladies, if you're engaged or married and you want to join our support group and have that community, be sure to join our group, Wife Up Support Group. And guys, if you are looking for a strong support group for men, join the Husband's Dog Fight. They're about to start a challenge around Easter. So I hope that you'll go ahead and join. We were on Great Day Washington yesterday talking about the Wife Up Challenge. And so now they're about to do a dog fight challenge. So I am looking forward to that. I hope that you will continue to follow us. Thank you. Be sure to tune in to my page, Charmaine Carter. Erica, she's behind the camera, and we're about to hop on a Facebook Live just to talk about yesterday and to give a shout out and a thank you. All right, have a good night. Bye.